Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
Welcome to another episode of the Rare Beer Club. I'm your host, Ginger Yeti, and if you're new to the channel, the Rare Beer Club is a subscription club put out by the beerofthemonthclub.com. I receive a box every month that contains 2 hand-selected beers, costs about $60. I unbox the beers and select one to review blindly, and then I review the second one in another video. So this is the second beer out of that box I unboxed earlier. Hopefully you went and saw that video. If not, go back and check out that video. And this is a Wheatwine Ale from Broken Bow Brewery out of Tuckahoe, New York. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of barley wines. First time I had barley wine, I absolutely hated it. Had a handful of them since. A couple of them I really, really liked. Most of them I was not a fan of. But I don't know that I've ever had a wheat wine. So this may be a new experience to me overall, because I'm pretty sure I've never had a wheat wine. And I have reviewed from the Rare Beer Club some Broken Bow Brewery beers before. So I'm not going to read about the brewery to you. This will be posted online somewhere. This is the paperwork that always comes with the Rare Beer Club. I usually post it at least on my Twitter account, and sometimes if I remember, I'll post it in posts on YouTube. But go back and watch some of the other beers, rare beers I reviewed from Broken Bow. You can hear about the whole thing about the brewery itself. So the beer we have, it's a wheat wine brewed with Artisanal Red Wheat, 8% alcohol. On Untappd, it gets a 3.61 with 138 check-ins. Beer Advocate was NA. They always suggest tulip, tequila, or nonic, it seems like. Serving temperature is 38 to 45 degrees. And let's check out about the beer here. So, on the backside here it says, the Broken Bow Wheatwine Ale pours a deep golden amber with bright red highlights. No doubt contributed by the artisanal red wheat in the mash and flashes of copper. A creamy and pillowy off-white head builds as we pour, exhibiting lengthy retention and leaving behind light streaks of lacing with every sip. As we breathe in the beer's esters, we're greeted by toasty wheat breadyness. All right, so let's go to the pour first. Since it is the day that they announced the full schedule for the NFL, I've got my Browns bottle opener here. And on the bottle, there isn't a whole lot to talk about here, just the label itself, and says, if it ain't broken, don't drink it. Interestingly enough, it's a warm spring evening here in Cleveland. I didn't think it was that humid, but this bottle is just sweating profusely. There is just condensation all over the bottle. It's kind of shocking to me because doesn't feel humid in here at all. The crown is just kind of a nondescript red crown. And the one thing the Browns can do right, open a beer. I don't know if they can do anything else right. So let's get it in the glass. They said it was going to be like a reddish amber hue. I guess that's reddish amber hue. Trying to get a little bit of a head on there. Nice little bit of a head. So, see if I can find my spot again. As we breathe in the beer's esters, we're greeted by toasty, weedy breadiness with crisp malt roastiness and notes of caramel and honey. Breadiness, caramel, honey? Sure, yeah, I get those. Mildly hoppy floral aromas follow and bring in dark citrus and hints of red fruit. Yeah, the dark citrus for sure. It's definitely fruity. More fruit notes continue to come through in the form of ripe stone fruit and a hint of bosque pear. I'm just getting honey, caramel, and that fruitiness, citrus. 8% ABV stays well tucked away even after the beer is warmed up a bit in our glass, with the well-layered and balanced aroma emphasizing toasted bread and honey throughout, and light notes of roasted nuts. Roasted nuts. There again, I don't know where they get some of these scents. Maybe I'm just not the best at this. Color, yeah, that's absolutely that reddish amber hue they were talking about. That head didn't stick around too long. Does kind of cling to the glass. On my SRM chart, I'd probably give that about a 13 on the SRM chart. So let's take a drink and see what they say about it. Our first sip of Broken Bow's Wheatwine Ale is rich, robust, and packed with flavor. I would not say any of that. Maybe this is too cold. Do I actually have a rare beer that's too cold for once? Let me check the temperature on this. Can't imagine it's too cold. 54. 38 to 45, and that's at 54. Really got to figure out my beer fridge. We encounter inviting flavors of honey on toasted wheat bread with lots of malty caramel and a nice touch of toffee. I get the honey, maybe a little bit of breadiness. Beyond that, we're welcomed by candied citrus peel, absolutely. Hints of crushed red fruit, yeah. Light hop bitterness, very subtle bitterness. And an envelope of roasted grains and nuts. There is a little bit of like bitterness on the back end that's developing. I could see you getting that like grainy, nutty in the bitterness there. Yeah, okay. The hop flavors add a bit of spice and herbal character, mid-palate, but don't take away from the silky smooth mouthfeel. I wouldn't call that spice, but I understand what they're saying there. It is silky mouthfeel. Beyond that, the warm flavors of apricot and bosc pear linger in our palates. There is a flavor lingering, and it's kind of a fruity flavor. I don't know if I would say it was apricot and bosc pear, but there is like a lingering fruitiness and some dryness to it. The layers of flavor build on each other, sip after sip, revealing the quality and craftsmanship of this beer, which remains always refined, complex, and nuanced. The Broken Bow Wheatwine Ale is a medium plus to full-bodied beer. I go with medium. With a lively mousse and mouthfeel. I don't know about a lively mousse. It always feels velvety smooth, very well rounded and balanced. Yeah, I agree with that. Finish is long and clingy and full of red wheat accents. I don't know about all that. I think it's drying on the back end. So this beer here was probably sent to me in 2023, if I remember correctly. And on the pairing and aging notes, it does say the 8% ABV does give this a bit of sturdiness in one cellar, so 3 to 5 years of maturity is not out of the question, but it is not required. Drink it now and often. And food pairings, if anybody cares, spicy dishes like Jamaican jerk chicken, Nashville hot chicken with lots of pickles, or tangy and smoked barbecue. I'm pretty sure, and if I'm not mistaken, this might be the first time I've had a wheat wine. And it's not what I expected. If it didn't have that subtle yet lingering bitterness in there, you might almost be able to convince me this was a wine. Some sort of fruity wine. It's very tasty. It's honey, it's bready, fruity. It's very tasty. I don't know if you'll see it on camera at all because of the dark green bottle, but there was like sediment sticking to the bottle where it had been laying down, and there was some nice frothy bubbly goodness in there. Maybe I should have turned this a little bit, because normally when I store these, they get stored on their side, and maybe I should have swirled this around a little bit before I opened it. But I would have done that, and it would have exploded everywhere, made a mess. But for what could be my first wheat wine, this is pretty tasty. Not at all what I expected. Fruity, honey, a little bit of breadiness, some nice bitterness to round out the palate. It's dry on the back end. Really nice beer. Really good beer. Broken Bow, you've done another good job of giving us a big horns up. Rare Beer Club, another choice, well done. I don't know if I'll ever make it to Tuckahoe. I'd like to make it to Tuckahoe and make it to Broken Bow Brewery. Have you all been to Broken Bow Brewery? If you have, let me know down below. What was it like? Is it a cool spot? Can you get Broken Bow beers in your area? Sure, some of the New York guys can get them, but who knows? I don't know if they distribute or you can only get them in like the tap house area. Who knows? Are you enjoying these Rare Beer Club beers? If you are, let me know down below in the comments. What do you think about it? What should I change? What should I do different? And as always, embrace the adventure.